The Premier League is finally back, and with a couple of shock results at the weekend, it's fair to say some questions need to be asked. As always, if you enjoy this podcast, support us with a subscription and don't forget to check out our other platforms. Any support is greatly appreciated. But without further ado, let's talk ball. Welcome back to Season 2, Episode 9 of the Let's Talk Ball podcast. I'm Samuel Slaney, and I'm joined with Jordan Mountford and a special guest.
Ooh.
I've actually wrote him an intro.
Have you?
Do you want to hear it?
Yeah, go on.
He's very capable of defending corners at a height of 6'1". He supports Stoke City, and he's one letter away from being a centre-back for Norwich. It's Grant Handley.
Put like the applause in the background on YouTube, like.
Yeah. How was that intro?
Yeah, it was pretty good, pretty special. Yeah.
I was laughing while writing that last night.
It's quite good, yeah.
Do you know what, I actually missed a bit out. I was going to say, I present to you the one, the only, Grant Handley.
Ooh.
Sorry about that.
But he scored an own goal though, didn't he, on the weekend?
Yeah.
Ooh.
That's why it's funny, because like we've got
him here.
We've got him here.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, send hate mail to let's.
Yeah.
If you want to send hate mail to talkballpodcast@gmail.com.
Yeah. From Bangladesh.
Of course. Yeah. More on that in Let's Talk Ball next week. So, of course, it's a different type of podcast today because we're without John and Connor.
Sad.
It is quite sad, yeah.
Where's the dedication? Where's John?
Well, to be fair, they've gone to deal with Ash, haven't they?
Oh, yeah.
So
John's gone.
Yeah. Basically, he has, yeah. I'm going to start it off with this. So United not only won the first game, but we won it convincingly 4-0 against Chelsea. Who saw that coming?
It was mad. You guys could have been 1-0 down like that. Time he hits the bar,
they started really well.
It's like, damn. But what impressed me the most was how clinical Man United were.
I know.
Like, especially Rashford. He's the main star now at Man United, the main striker.
This is a big season for him.
And I think it was Graham Souness before the game was like saying, Rashford, like, he ain't going to cope and like shit like that. But he stepped up, got 2 goals. Yeah,
I didn't see it coming. I put him in my fantasy team. Paid off.
Lucky, man.
Yeah.
That saved you, to be fair. You had a shocking week.
I had a terrible week. Yeah.
Yeah, I think Rashford's... I think he's going off to a great start already. I think it's just...
I can see him getting like 18 goals this season.
Yeah.
He could. I mean, Paul Pogba as well. What a pass that was for the 3rd goal.
How did he even see that? And to be fair, how did he even execute that? That's
I know.
Actually crazy.
And if those two can link up, I mean, if you guys can keep Paul Pogba...
Well, he's come out apparently and said that he doesn't want to stay at United. Still, it's like...
I don't get
give
why.
Give it a rest.
You've just won 4-0.
I know.
And
it's almost embarrassing.
Well, he basically said this.
It is.
He'll stay at United if he has to, but ideally he wants to move away. He's basically saying Real Madrid.
Yeah,
I don't know how you would feel because you're a fan, but if that was my play, I'd be like, just get out the club.
Well,
then
didn't
if you
Coutinho
don't play.
do this? He didn't do it on the stage that Pogba's done it, but he kind of, towards the latter stages, he was hinting for a move away, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was kind of like just forcing it.
And how were you feeling? Were you like, go?
It was one of them where, like, you love the player, but if you don't want to play for the club and you don't have the passion, then just go.
And we've seen it with Liverpool. I don't know if it would work in the same way, but you got better without Coutinho.
Yeah, we did. But
because you were like, the team was playing through Coutinho.
Yeah.
As if like, oh, he's the best player, pass to him.
But then it just...
And that's the same with Pogba. So if we get rid of him...
Yeah.
But who do you have then?
Fred?
No.
Mr. Inconsistent himself.
I think you need Pogba purely because you haven't got anyone else
our
in.
midfield's shocking.
I think what it boils down to is no player is bigger than the club, and I think the more the player realises that, the better it'll be. Like, take Stoke for example. As a Stoke fan, I'm so happy to see Berahino gone.
Oh man!
I don't know whether you guys heard that Glenn Johnson interview. He did an interview recently, I think, with 5 Live, and they were asking him about Berahino and what he's like, his morale, how did he play, what was he like at the training at Clayton Woods. And the stuff that he said like he was the worst person you could ever meet.
Apparently he was trying to wind the staff up, so they'd tell him to like wear a suit to a formal dinner.
Yeah.
He'd wear like a trackie or something.
I don't get him because he was shit and he didn't score for, what was it, over a year or something?
I know.
And the fans stuck with him, like were chanting his name like every week.
And then he goes and does that.
But it just shows you that It's a bad attitude. It really is. Like, take Pogba,
He's the
for
next
example.
Nile Ranger, isn't he?
Oh,
Yeah, he is,
really?
definitely.
But then he goes and signs for a club in less than 24 hours and
It's
scores
in the
an absolute
Belgian
banger.
Pro League, isn't it?
Yeah.
Who? Who's
Berahino.
got, where's he gone?
Berahino, yeah.
He's playing for a Belgian team. I don't actually know the name,
God.
but he
He
signed
went
in under 24
on
hours and then
on
scored
trial
a banger.
to a League One side or a League One,
Yeah.
That's a full
and they rejected him. I can't remember who it was.
But it just shows you that even if Pogba does play well, I think it's just show passion for the club. Show,
What I
show
will
some
say,
respect.
If he gets
It
that
is.
move to Real Madrid, they're not going to tolerate behaviour like that.
No.
No.
In fact, not even behaviour like that. If he has a string of bad games, they'll turn on him.
But I think he'll do well at Real because you got like the French connection with Zidane and
Yeah,
like
I
and better
agree.
players around him.
One thing I'm not liking with Real is the disrespect in how they're treating Bale. I think it's so bad.
It's
See,
awful, yeah.
Oh, it's awful.
I said
indeed.
that at first, but I kind of feel like he's not helping himself in a way. Like he's saying, like he's always going to be playing golf or he's like laughing when they were losing.
Yeah, he's dug himself a hole.
But it is disrespect though. Well, he's won him how many cups, and it's
Some of the goals he scored as well. Like, he is such a great player, yet he's just being wasted at Madrid.
Well, no one even wants him now
No.
either.
That's
Because like PSG apparently rejected a swap deal for Neymar. Bale was included.
Oh my.
They don't even want him.
that's mad.
Yeah,
How can you
in
not
League
want
One
him?
he would tear it up.
Oh my.
He'd get 25 goals at
PSG
least.
always dominate there. Never mind having Bale with him. Mbappe.
I know. Yeah, it's insane.
But yeah, with Man United as well, what I was impressed with is, even though it's sometimes Chelsea got behind you and like got through your defence, but they look calm with
I
Maguire
couldn't
in the
believe
back.
that.
It was like when Van Dijk came to us, it was like
He just
everyone looked
transformed
calm.
the defence.
De Gea looked confident, made some great saves.
Yeah, quality
and
saves,
it was
yeah.
like that's what you needed. And Paul Mason like going on that rant, it's like calm it down a little bit, yeah, man. But yeah, you look decent, and me and you said Man United will get top four.
I
this
think
season.
it's between Arsenal and United for top four now.
I think you do him over. To be honest,
I hope so.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, they played Callum Chambers at centre back, didn't they? Against Newcastle.
Yeah, I thought they would have lost that. To be fair, because they had a
Weren't
young
the best
squad,
lineup. What I'm loving though, the average age of that defence is 24.
Really?
Which one?
With,
The Arsenal.
United.
United
With
one.
Luke Shaw,
Jeez.
Wan-Bissaka, Maguire and Lindelof.
Got some years in them, man.
Yeah.
And that's what we've been missing. We haven't had a good defence for 6 years.
Well, it's
7
almost like
years.
it's almost like a throwback to like the Rooney Scholesy days. They were all young, Giggs. They were
Yeah,
all
and this
old.
is another thing I'm loving about this United side. We haven't bought massive players, have we? Yes, Maguire's
No.
quite big.
a lot of money.
Wan-Bissaka's up and coming. That was a risk.
Yeah.
I think it'll pay off. But also, they're all from Great Britain. And we're going back to that again, aren't we?
That's a
Scott
good point.
McTominay, Rashford, Lingard,
What's the
Shaw,
What's the guy
Wan-Bissaka,
called? Is it
Maguire.
Green.
Greenwood.
Yeah,
Mason Greenwood, yeah.
he'll be a good player. I mean, he's not like.
I wanted him on my fantasy on the bench, but I've already got
I've got
3
him on
United players.
Got him on the bench, mate.
Oh, that's a good
We've got
call,
him
that
right. But the thing is, we're saying this, but it could be like next week they lose to Wolves.
Well, this
Like,
is what I was about to
that's a
say,
tough
yeah.
That's a tougher game than Chelsea, I think.
Yeah,
That one.
this is the thing now. I think they're our bogey side anyway.
Yeah,
Wolves.
they are.
We lost both times last season, I think, in the Cup as well.
But Wolves did play amazingly in them games.
Wolves are a solid team.
Yeah.
I'm scared of playing them.
They've got the founding and the backing as well with all the money.
But we don't want to get carried away. It's one game. And Lampard got his tactics wrong.
Yeah.
That's true.
Miss a couple of big players.
Their defence was shocking. Like,
Yeah.
really.
What's happened to Kurt Zuma? I
Oh.
thought
I
this
know.
was his season. I did.
Yeah.
Because I've got an Everton fan, like an Everton mate.
Yeah.
And he was like, Zuma was great. We wanted him back. And like, we saw him at Stoke. He was like the best defender
Yeah, he
when
was
they
brilliant.
went
He was
down.
good.
And then he just looked amateurish. Like the mistakes, the penalty he gave away, and like even I can't say his name.
Aspilicueta.
Yeah, he looked like for the 2
Yeah, he
goals.
looked a bit
Lackluster.
rough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's the first game of the season, so
Yeah, and that's another
everyone's
thing.
a bit rusty.
United's fitness levels were sick, to be fair.
Well, you've had a good pre-season.
Yeah.
I can't say you've had a bad one.
No, we have done well.
And
It's exciting times. But this is the question I want to ask, the first one. Is Lampard really ready for a managerial job like Chelsea?
No, not at all. My personal opinion, not at all.
Because he kind of looked out of depth.
Yeah.
I think what's killed him is not being able to buy anyone.
Oh,
So we can't.
yes.
He's
I'm glad
taken,
you've said that.
He's taken on like Sarri's team basically, who like weren't that great. He hasn't been able to invest in players like a Hazard replacement or a striker, really.
But they did bring in Pulisic.
Yeah, good point. But
it's not a direct replacement, but it's decent.
The striker, though, he hasn't been able to replace. Like, they had Higuain, but he was on loan, and Morata and that. But I just feel for him, and he's got 2 years of this. Will he be like?
No, I'm really glad you said that, though, because Chris Sutton actually has said, he's come out and said on BBC Sport that they've got one hell of a job at Chelsea. And he's actually compared it. He said, the Chelsea job is like going into an Olympic rowing final and being asked to compete in a dinghy. But is it that bad, though? Because you look at his players, they're not awful,
They're
are
not
they?
awful. And like I said, they could have been 1-0 up if like that goes in the back of the net. And,
yeah.
But we'll see. It was a tough game as well for him to start off with. I don't think.
Yeah, but I just didn't expect 4-0.
No, same.
And to be fair, the scoreline didn't reflect the dominance because Chelsea dominated us for periods.
Yeah.
I think with Lampard, his first job obviously at Derby, it's a nice job. Derby's a good team, but I almost feel like he went there, routed, created a nice, good, solid side, and it's almost as if he inherited it and then he just pushed it forward. He didn't do much building as
they rushed him, didn't they?
Yeah, and obviously that's helped for him to get to where he was with Derby and make the playoffs, etc. But he's almost come to Chelsea. He's lost his best players. They can't buy anyone. They've obviously got the money, but they can't spend it. And it's such a big jump. It's Derby to Chelsea, and the peer pressure he's got from the fans with being a Chelsea boy.
Yeah.
It's a lot. It's not a little jump.
It's stressful for the fans, isn't it?
It is. And will they give him that time? I can see the fans giving him time if they do shit.
Yeah.
But will the club, will the owners be like, when they could have what? Let's say Allegri. Is he in a job yet? Or I don't think he is.
No.
Say if they can get right, you can sort the team out with the resources he's got. Like,
as much as I want Chelsea to do well, and I think they are a good club, but I just feel like this is a massive step for Lampard. Not having the ability to get who you want. Now football is so ridiculous, especially in the Premier League.
It's all about money, really, isn't it? Transfers now.
You've got the likes of United paying 70 million for an English-born defender, which is great. Obviously, an English player holds the value. But 70 million for a young defender like Maguire.
When 10 years ago, that gets you Ronaldo, like
exactly.
70, 80 million.
And that's literally the difference. And with Chelsea, they can't buy anyone. They're just
exactly, and it's that thing as well where they're gonna have to look at every other team for the next 2 windows, buying all the best players. And it's like they're just sitting back like.
And 2 windows in this period in this Premier League
that's a long time.
I know
for sure.
But then you look at Spurs and it worked out for them.
But that's Pochettino.
Is that because they created the foundation? It was already there.
But they already had a decent.
Yeah. I think that's Pochettino as well. Like I think he's an incredible manager for what he did with Tottenham for that long.
I wanted him at United.
Oh, I think he's an incredible manager. I really do. But can Frank Lampard pull that off already in his first year of the Premier League? Pochettino started with Southampton how many years ago?
Mm.
If
he had experience in Spain as well.
Exactly. And if he does do it in a year or two with no players, it's tough if he does.
I think it's like the best move for both parties if you really think about it, though. Chelsea have got more patience with Lampard.
Yeah,
he's a club legend. Arguably their best player ever.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost going to be
like let's say they did get Allegri.
Mm-hmm.
There'd be so much pressure if he lost that game 4-0. It'd be like Allegri out.
That's a good point. And the fans were singing Frank Lampard's name when it was 4-0. So
they've got that loyalty with him. They haven't got that patience with another manager.
Maybe that was the plan. Then
That was the plan. Yeah.
As if we start with a young lad.
I think they edged Sarri out, didn't they?
Yeah. Unfortunately so. And respect to Sarri.
He's loving life. He's made it to the top.
Yeah, respect to Sarri. Like he, as much as the criticism he got, I thought Chelsea had a great season towards the end.
He won the Europa League, didn't he?
Exactly.
Finished third Champions League football.
Yeah, the Europa League's nothing small, and to get them up there and do what he did, like you saw that video when he got that medal. It shows you that he is just a normal person.
I do really like Sarri. Like I think it's because of his story.
Yeah, 100%.
He was a banker.
Yeah,
jeez.
And now he's managing Juventus. And people laughed at him when he was quitting his job to manage like semi-pro sides.
Always the haters. Always.
It's just mad.
Coming back to Chelsea, like at the start of the season, I thought, I don't want to play him in the Super Cup, like, because they're that team. But knowing now, I'm full confident. I think we will batter him.
Because we counter-attacked against them.
Yeah.
What the hell is your counter-attack going to be like against them? 7-0, 8-0?
Yeah.
The only thing I can think of is, I don't know if we'll play Origi or Mane, or save Mane for Southampton.
Oh, yeah.
But I don't know, but I think we will batter him.
I think obviously with Lampard in his position, I think it's just going to take time. And if anything does
that's what he needs. He needs time. And Abraham does, and that's why it makes sense for both parties.
Yeah.
This is Abraham's chance now to make it on the big stage. If he fails in these 2 seasons, he's done.
I mean, most of them as well.
Yeah.
Most of them have spent exactly. They spent how many seasons on loan? Mason Mount, Zuma, Tammy Abraham.
Mount impressed me. I think he was the best player on the pitch for Chelsea.
He was decent. And like I say,
don't look out of place, does he, in the Prem?
No, and I didn't think Tammy did. I thought he...
No, he had... I mean, like we say, if that shot goes in early on, that's a different game.
Exactly. The only person I could say who looked out of his depth was Zuma at the time. He didn't...
Yeah, what is that? Didn't look the same player at all.
Here's a question, though. Did we expect David Luiz to go to Arsenal?
No, I was shocked.
He
knows what he's doing, though.
Yeah. And, do you think they really needed him now, Chelsea? Because...
No.
Don't you think?
But it's always the case of, why was it so late? Did he see something with this Frank Lampard side and think...
Maybe in depth.
Whoa, hold on.
That's true.
Let's go. Maybe that's why Zuma's being played there now. Zuma was he didn't expect this at all, but maybe David Luiz in pre-season thought, this clearly isn't going to work. Nothing's going to happen. I need to get out.
He didn't think he was getting game time, did he? That was what it was. So
yeah, it must have been
what
something
experienced centre-backs have Chelsea got then? Because they've got rid of Cahill now. They've got rid of Luiz.
Yeah, you've got a good point there.
Oh, where's Cahill gone?
Palace.
Yeah.
Really? That's
not
a great
bad
signing.
It's not bad. He played, didn't he, the other day?
That's a great signing, though, for Crystal Palace. Good, solid defender.
Good experience.
Bit of age behind him. And it's a free transfer, so...
Exactly.
Can't argue, can you?
No. Palace will adapt him well, I'd imagine.
Right then. In terms of the players that they've got... Oh, I did forget, actually. They've got Rudiger, haven't they?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, is he injured?
Yeah, he is at the moment. And then you've got Christensen. He's a very good centre-back. Zuma. Aspilicueta.
How old is Aspilicueta?
Yeah, they haven't got
a leader
when you're
think
looking at that then. Yeah, maybe a stupid decision to let David Luiz go for 8 million as well.
8 million.
Plus, you've got character at the back with that squad. Can you see, with that defence?
No.
Can you see someone perfect example on Sunday? Did you see anyone having a go, saying, "Right, let's get it"?
And that was the problem with United last season.
But I can't see that with United now. I can see Harry Maguire just bollocking them and
Which is what somebody needs, a bit of discipline. When you look at the Chelsea defence now, it's so young, it's so volatile, but there's nobody there to give authority. When you consider it back to the John Terry and the Cahill and the Lampard days,
you need a leader.
You'd always see John Terry giving them a bollocking. So
yeah, looking at their centre backs, I know they've got that Tomori as well, but he's young. It's a gamble.
Oh,
exactly.
Yeah, they haven't got a set leader there. Quite ropey, that.
Very risky. And maybe that's why Luiz thought, this ain't going to happen. I'm not carrying this. Maybe I'm out.
Why did he not think he was getting game time then?
Yeah.
That is odd. I mean, I've heard fans comparing to the Arsenal, Mustafi and all that. So, like I say, I haven't watched much of him last season, so I don't know if he was.
The day before, I was like, that's random, and then straight away, 24 hours gone.
Is that because he doesn't trust Lampard as a manager?
There's got to be some insecurity there because.
And then people were saying it was a power play by Lampard, as if to show authority, I don't need you.
If that is power play, that's some risky power play.
Yeah, it's risky. Yeah.
And the thing is, Arsenal aren't even. They're not Liverpool or City. Maybe he stayed there just because it's London, but.
Just touching on City. Yeah. What the hell is their depth?
City
Mourinho came out and said their B team would get top 4.
And I agree.
Or win the league, he said.
Aguero, their top goal scorer of all time, was on the bench.
Yeah.
And
I know.
He's not even late 30s.
And he came on and scored, didn't he?
Their depth, man.
Whilst we're talking about that, he only scored because of VAR. That game was dictated heavily with VAR. What are we saying about that?
It's a love-hate relationship.
It is, isn't it?
It is, and it was all right for us because we were watching it on the TV, but imagine being in the stadium and you're like, what the fuck?
Well, it's got to the point now. You saw Sterling multiple times when he scored. I think it was his second goal. He celebrated, but it was half-hearted. It's I wonder if it is a goal.
It kills the mood. It kills the mood in that way because like even the Champions League when they scored, it's like all your emotions are up, and then it's like, oh, no goal. It's like,
Yeah, they've changed the handball rule now, haven't they, as well?
yeah, that's
And they said that that Llorente goal where it came off like his hand, that would have been a handball in this season. It wouldn't have counted. Yeah.
I think when watching the Women's World Cup, VAR was so heavily used, and I remember the USA England game. That was such a great game, and England played so well. Yet VAR just it does like
it kills
as Jordan
it.
said, it kills the vibe.
Like,
And then you kind of argue, is it luck with the referee without VAR?
Yes.
And is that a part of football? Should
Yeah.
that be a thing where if the ref calls it on that day, that's what it was? But with VAR, you can leave the stadium knowing that that's the correct decision.
But then with VAR,
but even then, sometimes
Well, yeah,
they can
because
interpret
it's more
it.
opinions
Yeah.
behind a screen, isn't it?
Yeah,
exactly, and then with VAR, it is so strict. It's just like, oh, the toe was over the line, then it's not going to be played. But then it's the case of,
Well, they're
just
going
let
down
them
to like
play.
a millimetre, aren't they now?
Yeah,
It's like,
Yeah.
is his arm just over the line?
Yeah.
And it's like, do we need to go that
Yeah,
far?
I'm a massive
I know.
Formula One fan, and Formula One people hate it when you're not seeing them race with the FIA and the stewards and the responsibility. People and fans are complaining so much because there's not race to race action, wheel to wheel. People are complaining that it's just getting
What, because
too
of like
strict.
safety issues
Yeah,
and stuff?
safety legalities,
Mm.
all of this getting too close, and it's almost like VAR. It's just sometimes you just need to let it happen. Let them play football. Let them race. Let it all.
They know
come
what they're signing
together.
up for.
Of
Do
course.
you know what I
yeah.
mean? So
Yeah, races have even come out and said, Kevin Magnussen, who's like, I don't care if I die. Like, this is my
that's the
sport.
passion they've got, isn't
I'm
it?
Yeah.
going to go for it. I'm going to race my heart out. Like, just let them do their thing and see how it plays out. Don't.
But that is
compare
the
it to a
future, isn't it?
it is.
VAR.
Yeah.
Not in the Championship though, because they can't afford
Yeah,
it. So
yeah.
Really?
like, nah, they don't have it in the
I
Championship.
reckon
which
it
is
next
mad.
season or the season
Oh
after.
my.
Probably.
Because like we're seeing kind of big money moves now in the Championship, aren't we?
Oh yeah, they
Yeah.
make a lot of money as well off TV rights with Sky,
Mm.
like Sky Football. But yeah, Man City, man, Jesus,
They're incredible.
They win. I think they win the league. That West
Well, yeah,
Ham,
it's going to be a repeat of last season, I think.
this like you said, the strength and depth. It's just mad. You look at us, right? Alisson gets injured. We've got
Oh, big blow.
Adrian.
And you've had to sign a
Bingo.
free agent, haven't you?
Exactly. Edison gets injured. They've got Bravo, who, yeah, he's not the best, like, of
But
the
he's
best,
up-
but he's
yeah.
played for Barcelona. He
got
suits their
experience.
style, like, with passing out.
And you look at United, to be fair, you've got Romero.
Yeah.
He's very
Yeah.
capable. I really rate him as a keeper.
I think he's a very good keeper.
And then
to be
Joel
honest.
Pereira as well.
Oh.
Lee Grant.
Lee
Nah,
Grant.
Lee
He's
Grant
all right.
isn't at Stoke,
Yeah.
is he?
No,
Is
he's
it
at-
Man U,
he's at-
isn't he?
Yeah,
At
yeah,
United,
he's at
that's what I'm
That's
on about.
mad.
But
He's
the
a
thing-
good goalkeeper as
Yeah,
well.
I was so annoyed with Stoke how we just easily let him go. I was like, Butland's great and he's a great talent for his
He
age.
could
but
play for him now in the Championship,
yeah,
Lee Grant.
Good,
Grant
actually.
is
Seriously.
so good, so talented.
Underrated.
The times that he played for Stoke.
People like some United fans were going, "Who the hell is he? What are
Yeah.
we doing?" Because we're in a crisis as well.
Yeah, of course.
Great.
But I was happy with
Mm.
that third choice as well.
The thing is,
Third
though,
choice, Lee Grant.
I can't help but feel like he's only gone for the money and to say he's at United because you don't see
Like a
him
Rob
playing
Green
play.
move.
Oh,
like a Scott Carson move.
Like-
Hell,
right.
that, right.
What's gone on there? Do
Strength and depth, mate.
Oh.
Man
So-
City have got. Fuck.
you think he's second or third choice?
Third.
He has
He
to be
has to be
third, doesn't he?
third.
But
Mm.
how bad is Bravo like compared to what he used to be?
But
He's
not,
gone down.
yeah.
We watched him go down. That's why they brought in Edison.
But I think it just
But-
shows you how much Man City have. Like, I don't think he's gone down that much. I think it's just a case of Man City have got so much to play with that they just put Bravo over there.
It's an odd move as well because Scott Carson isn't known for playing the ball out from the back.
Yeah.
For suiting that style. He's an old classic, just hoof it up.
I think he's just
goalkeeper.
like a last minute kind of decision, isn't he? Like,
Yeah.
Here's a question: who do we think's going to be in top four?
right, we've said ours in our previous video, but
Oh,
I want to know
really?
yours.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. I just think City are just.
Well, they're dominant, aren't they?
You can't
It's that
stop
depth.
them. You can't stop them. And I think when you compare it to the Serie A or League One, you look at them and you think they can run right everywhere. They
I
really
want to
can.
talk about City in the Champions League. Is this our year?
That's.
They
I
get
think,
unlucky.
I think it comes to what you said. I think it comes down to the crowd as well, and I don't think they will win it purely because. Can you see
Yeah,
that
because
fans
atmosphere
getting
is so
up,
big in
like,
Europe.
Mm.
You see, they're just plastic fans,
European
man.
football
Hate
is
them.
incredible, yeah. But it's just, is it the psychology and the mentality behind? Oh my God, we need to get it. We need to get that Champions League trophy win. When in hindsight, sometimes the subconscious mind there could just be holding them back. That's what it'll be sometimes.
I mean, that's a
Yeah.
pressure on them as well.
When you look at Tottenham and Podge, they spend nobody. They spent no money, got nobody. and they played so well to do that and make the final. And then
in a different stadium as well.
And to lose the final in such an awful way, Jordan's obviously not going to like this, but that first
I was
goal,
happy.
that was an absolute joke. How straight away the mentality of a Tottenham player is.
I think we should do a segment for clickbait on YouTube. Manchester City will win the Champions League because...
Yeah,
Or-
get all the
or
clickbait
won't
out,
win.
mate. Get-
Loads
or
of
won't
red
win.
arrows, capital letters.
That's
you know.
it, yeah. What should we decide with? Will or won't?
I hate
I mean,
them.
who's going to rival them? Real Madrid are in tatters this season.
Atletico Madrid. They've got a good
Atletico
shot.
Madrid have got a massive shot at it.
Juventus.
Ajax. I think
Juventus,
Ajax are
yeah,
playing well.
under Sarri. Ajax, they've lost two bigger players, I think, now.
Yeah,
They had a
true.
good run.
Mm.
They could still play so alright, but...
Yeah, they've got incredible fans.
I mean, who else rivals them? Barca? I mean, they're not that good in Europe, are they,
I
anymore?
don't think Barca rival them with the strength and depth.
Bayern have just signed Perisic on loan, haven't they?
Yeah.
And they're meant to be getting, what's his name? Oh, Coutinho. Season
Oh,
long
are they?
loan with an option to buy, apparently.
Who's this?
It's
Oh, that's
rumoured,
decent.
so
Oh.
don't know if it'll... Yeah, Bayern, Coutinho. He'd suit them.
He would, to be fair.
They should have gone with James as well.
Yeah, I don't see why they haven't
They had an
got
option
him
to
back.
buy him. And he's just a reject, isn't he?
Yeah, that
The top level reject.
it's like even at Man United they didn't want him.
No.
Like, what? Like you didn't want Bale, you didn't want
I know.
Rodriguez.
These are a lot
It's
of
been-
players they're turning down. Liverpool have got a great chance again. It
They
was nice
have-
to see 4 teams
Here
in
we
the
are, though.
Champions League.
Manchester City, it hurts me to say this, will win the Champions League this season because squad depth. It's the best squad I've ever seen in my life, ever.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Starting 11 and bench with some reserves.
But
Get
The
under
depth
21s
is
in.
stupid.
but like, it's the crowd, like as well, like the atmosphere
Yeah,
around the club. It's
'cause
like
we did-
Champions League night. You've got a knockout stage.
We did
it's
say, like, Anfield won you the Champions League
Oh, yeah.
It's like-
because they were the 12th man.
I think though
It's like-
in the UK the only team that we can compare as great fans, and I'm by no means a Liverpool fan, but Liverpool's fans in the Kop, and when they do have a Champions League game, you don't see nothing like that in the UK. Crystal Palace have got good fans, I'll give them that, but Liverpool are just
Newcastle, good
Yeah.
atmosphere.
But they're all up for it, and
Yeah.
I could see them getting scared again. We're like their bogey team. I think if we got
Yes.
them into a knockout stage again,
Yeah,
I
you-
think we knock them out. Like,
yeah, I'll give you that.
and I think
That's the thing. Sorry, Liverpool. We didn't mention Liverpool.
No.
They're a big favourite. Obviously, the champions.
But
I
when-
don't think we'll win it.
Just
this
don't know if you
year.
got enough depth.
No.
But you
We
did it
won't
last
win.
season, so like, is that bad of me to say?
But then when
It's
you compare
true,
what
but-
happened last season with the Champions League, so much happened.
We
I mean,
had
if
a
you came
trip-
up against Real Madrid, I'm pretty confident Liverpool would
Mm.
knock them out,
It's-
unless they have a dramatic recovery.
It's one of them where I can't see him winning it because of like strength and depth. But last season we knocked out the German champions, the Spanish champions.
Anything can happen when you've got an
Yeah.
atmosphere
You know,
like that.
Exactly. It shows
Exactly.
you the power of the football. It's not just what's being played.
And
on
you know,
the
you
pitch,
have
it's the
got
community.
depth in terms of like having Origi on the bench. I know he's
Yeah.
like
Oh,
kind
he-
of starting now as well, but
Yeah. Origi's one of them, man.
What a
where
player.
he's one of them. One minute he looks dog crap, and then the next minute he's like doing step
but he does it on
overs and,
Yeah.
the
like,
he does it on the
bending
big
in.
stages though, doesn't he?
He doesn't. He's a big game player. Like you can't deny that.
He did perform.
The opposite of Lukaku.
Oh yeah,
Oh. Yeah.
good old Luke. But
Fair play, he scored 4 goals in his first game for Inter.
did
But
he?
it was against a 4th division side in a pre-season, so
Oh.
make of that what you will.
counts. Yeah. Nah, don't take that into
Can we
consideration.
talk about Liverpool against Norwich?
yeah, I was going to get onto that actually.
Oh,
I
mustn't rush.
courtesy of a Grant Handley own goal.
Own goal.
What can I say? Eh?
Yeah,
Sometimes it just happens. It happens. you know.
7th minute. Any particular reason or?
You know
Why?
what? Just one.
Yeah, well,
I'll
Jordan
vote.
say, "I'll take that."
Yeah.
Jordan paid him.
Yeah.
I thought it was a good performance, but defensively, I thought sometimes we looked very vulnerable, especially on the right hand side, like with I think it was Trent and Gomez. Like the first half, they had about 2 or 3 1-on-1s, like through ball straight through, and I was like,
I think it goes back
Jeez.
to pre-season. I think it's
We've
more
had-
important than we make out.
yeah, John, if you're listening at home, said it wasn't important, but I think, like you said, it's momentum. You
Because
look at
you're losing that confidence. You know, you come off the back of winning the Champions League.
Mm.
Confidence is at an all-time high.
Of course.
Pre-season kind of brings you down a bit. You're losing to clubs that you didn't think you would, drawing with them.
Mm.
And then you come up against Norwich, kind of low confidence.
And plus, we've had Salah, Firmino, Mane, Alisson, Fabinho, all out due to like the other cups that they've been playing in. So we've only just got really the
Yeah, they
squad
didn't even
back.
take part in pre-season, did they?
No, so and like defensively we were poor in pre-season, and like we just looked like we could concede at any moment. We didn't look solid at the back. Van Dijk had a good game, but
As always.
and like now that Alisson's injured, I can see the confidence is a little bit like, because I thought Adrian should have saved that goal. He looked dead slow when going down. I thought that
Should they have signed a better keeper, do you think? A better backup keeper? Because Adrian's very capable.
he's a good backup goalkeeper.
But do you trust him in every game?
Yeah, that's a good question.
It's one of them, isn't it? He'll do the job. I mean, it's 8 weeks, isn't it? Alisson's out.
And
That could decide the season altogether.
It's quite a long period, yeah.
That could decide second and third.
It could do,
Seriously,
mate.
because he's been that influential.
And if you look at the different styles as well, Alisson had, I think, a pass success ratio of percentage of, I think, 88%.
Which is proper high, especially for a keeper.
Very good.
And Adrian's was like 49%.
Oh.
It's the difference, because Alisson starts attacks as well.
Yeah, exactly.
So
And I can't see Adrian like doing like picking out the passes, like
Yeah.
or like being a sweeper and just coming out and playing from the back. I've just seen him just lumping it up. So we're gonna have to adapt our play, and I kind of feel like it's gonna be like it was a couple of seasons ago, where it's like we score 4, how many like they score
you're
like
going to have
2,
to outscore the team. Yeah.
just for these next
like,
couple of
wave
weeks.
goodbye to the clean sheet.
Yeah.
That was Siri
Thanks
on
for
my
that,
Apple
Siri.
Watch, but I have no idea
How that even
that was.
happened.
Yeah, that was a
You
weird
know,
one.
you know what I don't get, right?
What?
I saw this on Facebook. Well, hopefully it's reliable. But the prime Ronaldo at Man United had less goals and less assists than Mo Salah has. So Ronaldo's last 2 seasons at United, he had, I think it was like 12 something assists and like 60 something goals. Where Mo Salah's had like 72 goals and like 20 odd assists.
I think he has had a better couple of seasons in there.
And it's mad how Salah as well got like saying,
But you do have to
he's
think-
off form, he's like, he's this and that, he's
You
one
do have to think
season.
that's not prime Ronaldo.
That's
like-
true.
He's out of that now, Ronaldo is, so we'll never know. But when he was at Real Madrid 2013, 2014,
But he
very
was
good.
bigged up during the last 2 seasons.
Yeah, he was.
And
And you kind of think, is Salah getting that treatment?
he did the first season, the second season he wasn't. And you look at that.
Yeah, people were saying he's a one-season wonder, weren't they? It's like, how do you even say that?
And
It's
to be
ridiculous.
honest, like when you think of like players who played really well last season, you don't really think of Salah, even though he was top goal scorer of the Prem.
No, I agree with that.
Like, And I thought he played well, to be honest. Origi, like I said, some moments he looks complete useless, and then next minute he's got a goal.
He's your
like,
impact player, isn't he, really?
He is, man.
Ideally.
Like, but yeah, I thought it was a really good result. I would have liked a clean sheet. And like I said, you got Man United scoring 4, keeping a clean sheet. Man City scoring 5. So we're already like, I know it's early doors, obviously, but we're already behind on that sense.
Yeah, I can't believe it, but you're going to have to watch your defence this season.
We are.
Just because of your keeper, and then obviously that kind of it lowers confidence in the defence, in the centre-backs.
I mean, we've got Arsenal after Southampton. I mean, it was only Norwich, and they had how many shots?
They
on
haven't got
us?
the best defence, so have they, Arsenal?
No.
Unless David Luiz just becomes a monster.
I can see that game just being like a full-on gung-ho, just like, see how many
5-4.
you can score. Yeah,
Something like that.
literally, man.
It's one of them back and forth kind of vibes.
Yeah. Let's touch on Tottenham versus Aston Villa. 3-1 to Tottenham.
I saw they
2
were
late Kane goals.
Yeah, man. I saw that they were 1-0 down. I was
Concentration went down, didn't it, at
Yeah.
Villa in that second half.
I don't.
Else they had a good game.
They did.
Seriously.
And it's not technically a bad result if you think about it. They're getting
No.
a goal away.
But they'll walk away from that gutted, but happy with how they played.
Yeah, I
It's
mean,
nice to see Villa back in the Prem.
it is, man.
Yeah, and I do think we on that Premier League predictions video, we actually placed Villa quite high, didn't
I
we?
got them 9th.
I stick with
doesn't-
it. Yes, it's a loss to Tottenham, but how they played, I can see them doing all right.
Yeah, and
Maybe not 9th.
No,
You never know.
You never
you
know.
know.
You never know. I
I
might
say
be eating my
about
words
12th.
there.
But
I think I put them 12th. Or was that Bournemouth? Might have been 13th, something like
I
that.
think they were undone by a great goal by is it Dembele? I don't
Yeah.
know
Yeah,
how to
on his
say it.
debut.
It was
Yeah.
a great goal, and then Kane stepped up, got me good fantasy points,
Gonna
got me
say, yeah.
39 points. Not too bad, triple
He's
captain.
worth having, isn't he?
He is.
Although
Because you don't know
Bangs,
when
doesn't
he's going to score.
Although
No.
I'm going to sub him out though
Oh, yeah.
this week. This is a tip for you if you're listening at home, because they've got Man City away, and I
And
can't
you
see him
can't see him
scoring.
getting, yeah.
So I'm going to put a Aubameyang in, put
Clever.
captain on him.
Mm.
But yeah,
Is that your
It's
free
tactical.
transfer this month?
yeah, I'm going to swap him out. I had Alisson in goal, so I didn't have to swap Alisson out.
Clever. I had to swap Alisson and then made 4 other subs.
Jeez,
Oh.
that's
Yeah.
knocked you down
Game
a few
changer.
points,
18
man.
points.
Yeah, but Tottenham win 2. I don't think they were too special, really.
No.
They,
But although that second half, they had some like 29 shots, which is mad.
but that goal, was it McQuinn for Villa?
John McGinn.
Yeah, he's a good player.
Wow. And
Decent
that
man.
through ball by Mings, though.
I know.
What's happened to Mings?
You
Like,
guys slagging off Tyrone
Yeah.
Mings.
Mate,
Behave.
he's the best ball-playing centre-back I've ever seen in my life.
Right, you guys were on about Everton putting them all high up, 0-0 against Palace. That's an Everton.
Yeah,
They're
no, you
finishing
did actually
10th.
say. You did actually say, yeah. So
I love how a Liverpool fan straight away has to put that
I know-
in.
no,
right
'cause
in
he's got a
guys
point,
were
though, because there
bigging
is
him up.
evidence now.
Yeah.
These guys are bigging them up. 6th, 7th, 0-0 Palace.
No, I can't.
Yeah, I think I
can't
put him
see,
7th, I did, yeah.
I can't
Yeah, I
see
think
Everton
John got him 6th.
personally going there.
But
Top 10, I say Everton, but
Yeah,
maybe
just before we take
8th,
a
9th.
break, let's hear your top 6 predictions, Grant.
Ooh, top 6. So
Obviously, we said ours in the last one.
yeah, so my top 6 would be City to win the league because
It's just a given, isn't it?
City is City. They're just ridiculous. It's a very controversial one, but second, I do think Tottenham.
I rate that he's
I want-
gone off
Yeah,
top.
that's
Yeah, I rate that
ballsy, that
because.
Of course, I don't like to stick to the conventional ideas. I do.
And those 8 weeks that Alisson's out could genuinely decide.
yeah, it could
I
do.
think
Them 8
you're out of the
weeks.
title race now. To be fair, it might be too early to call.
After one game, they're
One
out of the
game.
title
Seriously, no,
race.
seriously, I do think.
Whoa.
I think City just going to run away with it.
I
No.
do think we are. Like, I
No,
agree with you.
I
Defensively, we
I
were
wouldn't say you're out of it, but
I
I'd
don't
say
think you're full. Obviously, there's a lot of games to play.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
one game.
It's
But them
crucial.
8
we've
weeks
got
is
to-
the
Alisson
lead
might
up
come
to
back after 5
Christmas.
weeks as well, so things like that.
the lead up to Christmas is obviously deadly, and
But I just
That's
think
where
even
he's
if you
out.
had your full team, I think City have got it at least
Yeah,
by
I think
5 points.
I think they do. And a much bigger
ju-
gap than they did
They,
last
they
season.
strengthened, haven't they? I mean, Rodri looked a bit shaky in the first 10 minutes, but he had a real good game after that.
Sterling, golden boot
Well,
winner.
Sterling
I
is
think.
just
I think he'll be
On
top
another
goal
level.
scorer.
Yeah.
As we were walking up here, we were
yeah,
saying,
of
weren't we?
course. Yeah, like on the way here, we were just like,
What has
Sterling
Pep
is.
done to him?
Mate,
He is
He
a
has
hate-
made him a monster.
I'm
24.
jealous, man. Like,
It's
I
that
hate
he wouldn't
him.
have done that at Liverpool. I really
And-
don't think he would.
No,
No, he
personally
wouldn't
not at
have.
all.
but-
Because his positioning just wasn't there, was it? And his shooting.
I mean, he got
and it's
4 goals,
massively
didn't he? But
Yeah.
one was disallowed.
Yeah.
It
Brendan
just-
Rodgers would never get that out of a player like Sterling. And at the age of 24, the fact that he can, first game of the season, just bang in a hat trick like that. Oh my.
What a player.
And it's not an easy side, West Ham.
No.
Like,
No.
No.
they-
Let's put it this way. Yes, it was under different circumstances, but last year they dominated us, West Ham,
Mm,
massively. I think we won 1-0.
like, can
But-
you imagine, like, Man City and Chelsea this season then? I could be 60s,
It's just gonna be a cricket
70s.
score.
Yeah, it is, man.
Yeah,
I'd say in third, Liverpool. I think Liverpool will definitely be running
it'll be very
I
close
could
if that
see
does
that,
happen.
though.
Yeah, but the thing that I disbelieve with Tottenham and it knocks me down. I just think they lose some of the stupidest games.
Bottle jobs.
Really
They are
are.
bottle
Last
jobs,
season-
man.
I think it's
they
time to call
played-
Everton bottle jobs as well.
They are.
Yeah. Last
Like-
season, Tottenham played some incredible games. Yet then when needed, towards the end of the season, they're losing to the likes of Burnley. It's like, no, you've just gone and beat someone
I know.
3-4-0
Yeah.
Wolves, you've smashed
But
them.
that's
and
the
then,
Prem for you as well. Can you?
Yeah, it's the inconsistency.
Yeah, can you blame them for that?
And then they go and lose the third place position in top 4 to Arsenal.
I know. I mean, it goes
No.
back to when Leicester won the league.
Yeah.
That was theirs for the
Yeah.
taking. And
Oh.
Arsenal, to be fair.
Just think
Yeah.
that
It was theirs for the
20
taking.
years' time when we tell our kids that, they're going to be like, yeah, whatever. It's like, no, that really
Yeah,
happened.
not-
We
Yeah.
witnessed that.
I mean, it's one of the best stories
Although
ever.
the Premier
We-
League is dominated so heavily by money, the fact that a little team like Leicester can just go
Yeah.
in.
It's
Yeah.
Luke's luck, that is.
It's incredible.
yeah, it is.
So yeah, I'd say Tottenham second, Liverpool third, fourth United. United
yeah.
will make the
I
top
reckon we'll
four.
get
Good job.
fourth.
I wouldn't be
United.
surprised if you finished third.
Yeah,
I wouldn't be
could
shocked.
be tight. I think we'd have to notice that after a couple
I
more
can't.
games.
I don't know if I can see. Yeah, if we carry this on and go on like a 10-game win streak, or
You-
just go 10 games without
Mm.
losing,
Yeah.
And
maybe
then I'd
I'll change
say
my mind.
5th and 6th would probably be Arsenal, then Chelsea.
Yeah, I think 6th is a
Yeah.
given for Chelsea this
Yeah.
season.
And I think 6th is a big push for Chelsea with Lampard's
I think
current
it's a good
situation.
result. Yeah, it's not a
First
bad
season,
result.
yeah.
5th or 6th for Chelsea.
Obviously, the fans can't be expecting Lampard in his first
And maybe
season
go
to
far
get
in like an
Champions
FA
League.
Cup or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not a
Try and
bad
get a cup.
season.
Chelsea always do well on the FA Cup.
Yes,
do
it
well.
wouldn't be a bad season
But
for
then
them, would it?
obviously that's always Arsenal's cup. That's all they ever win. So
Sure,
you know.
if they ever
I mean,
win it.
does he literally sacrifice the Prem and just go for the Europa League?
No, I wouldn't.
Like,
No way.
get
I mean, it gets you in the
guaranteed Champions League
Champions League, yeah.
football.
Yeah, it's a shout, that
Ooh.
is, seriously.
Tactical.
Could
tactical,
do.
Yeah.
But I think that marks the first half, so we'll take a break now and we'll come back and do footballers that you forgot played for these clubs. Welcome back to the second half of the Let's Talk Ball podcast. We've got the pleasure of being joined by Grant Handley, who's our special guest.
Yeah.
And in this segment, we're going to do footballers that you forgot played for certain clubs. I'm going to start it off. A player that you've got in your team, Fabinho, Real Madrid.
Yeah, I saw that. That's mad, isn't
I
it?
know, I just can't remember him at all.
I thought his career started at Monaco.
I did.
Didn't even
Well,
think...
it kind of did if you argue it, but yeah, he was at Castilla, 30 appearances, 2 goals, and then went on loan to Real Madrid with 1 appearance.
One appearance. Wow.
But it counts. So
It counts, though.
and there he is in the Real Madrid kit. Looks
it
weird.
suits him, though, I think.
I don't know.
Nice
I
kit
can
that
only see him
was.
in Liverpool now.
True. I've got one for you, Sam.
Who's that then?
Do you remember Kasper Schmeichel, you know, that
Oh, yeah.
goalkeeper? Do you know he played for Leeds?
Did he?
Yes, he did, on loan.
When was
Haven't
this?
got- I think it was 2011.
Interesting.
Oh, not a bad one, that one.
Damn.
I did have all the stats and all that, but like when I went to print it off, the printer didn't work, so I've only got like
Nah, that's
just
alright.
the names.
Aubameyang. Can you guess which club he used to play for?
AC Milan.
Yeah. Is that
That's
the one we've
Really?
both got?
No, I haven't
Oh,
got him on
just
this
knew it.
list, but yeah, I
AC
saw it
Milan,
on
yeah.
saw it on Instagram.
He didn't actually make a single first team appearance, but it
That's
counts
odd.
somehow.
Right then, Yossi Benayoun,
Oh,
QPR.
legend for you. QPR, yeah.
QPR.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't even know. He's done his round, you know. We went to like Arsenal, Chelsea, West Ham, QPR. He had
Every
like a
club in
little
London.
London tour
Yeah.
and all.
Tour
Do
of
Fulham
London.
next.
Yeah.
Right then. Have
Robbie
you got-
Keane.
Right, this is
Inter
two.
Milan.
Inter Milan.
Inter Milan.
Yeah, whatever.
Inter
Seriously?
Milan.
Robbie Keane, Inter Milan.
When that? I thought
Joined
you,
from Coventry.
I thought you were going to say Coventry or Wolves. I didn't.
Inter Milan. I was shocked.
Look at that strip as well. God.
Oh,
How young he is there, though, to be
yeah.
fair.
mate, this could
6 appearances he made. No goals.
No goals. Oh, have you got any footballers?
But he joined
Not
from
that I know of,
Coventry.
I'm trying to think of one
Where
now.
were Coventry in 1999 to 2000?
They were Prem,
Were
weren't
they
they?
Prem,
Or
yeah.
just gone down, I think. One of them. That's mad.
Yeah, it's crazy. I've got a massive one. I hope you don't know this one.
Right,
You go first, though.
Rio Ferdinand. Bournemouth.
No.
On loan. Yeah,
way.
that's mad. I think it was at his time in West Ham. He went on loan to Bournemouth. That's mad,
So
innit?
where were they? League One?
Or League Two, I think.
Wow.
That's mad.
That's crazy. But not as crazy as this next one.
Go on.
Nicholas Bentner. You might get it, to be fair.
Juventus.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's. I remember.
When did that happen?
I saw that? And it was like he got a couple of starts as well. It was
There his stats look.
9.
9
Oh.
starts.
He had a good record at Sunderland.
Yeah.
28 games, 8 goals, not bad. But here's one for you, right? Phil Bardsley, Man United.
I did know that one, to be fair,
That's-
but yeah.
Yeah, I knew that one.
That's it is mad. What about Frank Ribery? Can you guess this one?
Nah.
Think of the clubs he's been at.
Has he been at Leon? Was it?
It was
Leon?
Marseille.
Marseille,
I
sorry.
knew it'd be a
But
French
this
team.
one is Galatasaray.
What?
Since
When
did
did
he
he
go
play
to
for
Turkey?
When did he go there?
Before he went to Marseille.
Gee.
And that's him
Wow.
in the strip. Isn't that crazy, though? I didn't even know that one. Like, this segment is called Players You Forgot Played for Clubs. I didn't even know that one.
Jeez. Yeah, I didn't even know that one. That's
Yeah.
mad. Right, this is a household name. David Ngog,
Oh, yeah.
PSG.
No.
Yes.
Seriously?
Yeah, that's mad. I saw it and I was like, Jesus Christ. I think he had like 3 appearances before he joined Liverpool. That's mad.
That actually is insane.
Club legend.
I haven't got any more.
Oh, I've got 3 more.
Have you?
Aye.
Right, let's go.
I've got
for
a Manchester United legend here, Matt Busby.
Oh,
Can you guess
okay.
what club he played for? And I think he captained this club as well.
I want to say Blackpool.
Liverpool. Matt Busby, your own, captained and played for Liverpool. And he had
Wow.
a load of appearances as well. He played, I think, alongside Bill Shankly as well.
The disrespect.
That's mad, isn't it?
The disrespect.
Liverpool
though.
legend.
I've just found one off the internet. It's a pretty random one. I just thought I'd get one because
Yeah,
I didn't
yeah.
know this was going to happen. David Beckham.
Preston.
Preston.
Yeah, okay, wow.
Yeah, I think John put it in the
Game
chat,
over.
didn't he? It was
Yeah, done. Yeah.
It's mad.
See you guys.
Ched Evans.
Oh, going deep.
God.
Ched Evans.
Let's get the police involved.
What about Adam Johnson?
Yeah.
Oh,
Wanted to the under 16s women. No.
oh. Call
No.
me Adam Johnson.
Wanted,
I can't
what's
think.
Adam Johnson the kit man for him?
Let's not get into that one.
No.
Yeah, I can't think.
Man City.
Really?
Oh, no, I did know that one, actually.
And he was-
came out
I
the
never
academy,
knew that
didn't he?
Yeah, 0809 he was there.
Oh,
Damn.
sorry.
That's
Who's
mad.
that keeper that played for Man City that's never done one appearance that we should talk about in college?
Richard Wright.
Yeah.
Richard. Oh,
And
mate.
he won trophies and medals and
Lots
stuff.
of trophies.
Richard
yeah.
Wright. Jeez. Where did he come
Lots.
from? I swear he played at Arsenal as well.
Just did a tour of like. Do you know what? That's the ideal lifestyle, though.
Yeah.
Get up, train. You know you're not going to play. You haven't got the pressure.
Get paid.
Get paid
Get a
big
medal.
money. Watch the game.
But it must be awful
See-
as a player, not actually
No, I don't
playing.
think it is because he had no chance.
I mean, how
And he's
would,
not gonna get-
true.
how would you feel as a player as well? Say, like, you look at Simon Mignolet, hadn't played a minute in the Champions League, gets that Champions League winning medal. Would you feel that's earned? Or would
No.
you just feel like, oh, I'm not good? I didn't start, I wasn't good enough. But
Right, I would have said no. But when I heard an interview recently that Rob Green did about his time at Chelsea,
he was loving it, wasn't he?
Yeah.
He was-
Rob
he
Green, the
actually
legend.
said, although he didn't make, I think he made one appearance, 14 minutes.
Mm.
Yeah, although like that happened, he celebrated that Europa League because he helped them train. He was massive in training. They needed keepers. Like when Kepa had another game, like there was 2 close games,
Mm.
he weren't training. Kepa weren't because of recovery. He was doing recovery training. So Rob Green had to step in so the players had a good keeper to shoot against.
Oh, yeah.
So he's helped train the players.
And
Do you
didn't
know
he-
what I mean?
Yeah, didn't he say like he learnt the most?
Yeah,
whilst,
he did,
Which
which is insane. And,
It is.
and you understand why Scott Carson's gone there.
I know,
Has he ever won the Prem?
No.
He's about to.
He's
Yeah.
about. What, it's a good point. That's
Yeah.
mad, isn't it?
Maybe
Right.
that's what Lee Grant's all going to.
And like he is playing his part, if you think about it, in training behind
yeah,
the scenes.
Yeah.
He's
definitely.
training them players up. He's going to play a big part. So,
Definitely. And like I say, it will probably be the second goalkeeper for the cup games. So he might get a couple of games out of that if it's like lower league opposition. But
going back to
Good on
Richard
him.
Wright, he was at Arsenal.
yeah, I knew he was, man.
12 appearances, 2001, 2002.
That's it. I've got one more, and this one shocked me the most, to be honest. Right, I'll give you the club. Guess the player. Burnley. Right now, this guy.
What, he currently plays for Burnley or
No,
this he
this is
played
an
for?
ex-player. He ended his career at Burnley. He's a pundit.
Oh, can you think about this, Grant?
No, I'm trying to. He's a pundit and he finished
Recently.
his career at Burnley.
Yeah.
A pundit.
I
It's not
wouldn't say
Jermaine Genius, is it?
I wouldn't say recently a pundit. He's been going for quite a while.
Robbie Savage.
No. This guy, right, I'll give you a clue. This guy took the mick out of Dwarfs when it was like a Warwick Davies sketch on Match of the Day.
I can't get it.
It's going to be someone stupid like Dion Dublin or something.
Ian Wright.
No.
my
Ian Wright
God.
was at Burnley.
When?
He joined them from, I think, Celtic. That's
Back in
mad.
the day. Where did Jermaine Genius actually finish his career with? You mentioning him?
Was it
QPR,
QPR? Was it? I think, yeah.
Was it?
He's a good pundit, he is.
Yeah, he is. He's done well.
It's better than Chris Sutton, man.
Yeah, yeah. So before we end, I think we should just touch on transfers. Obviously, we've mentioned Perisic's gone on loan to Bayern.
Mhm.
They're on about getting Coutinho.
I think he needs to go. Like,
Well,
they've
didn't-
expressed they don't want him there. Our window's closed now.
Yeah,
He's
so-
got to go.
Well, didn't Tottenham really want Coutinho, but then obviously Coutinho wanted
He
to go.
rejected, didn't he, last
Yeah, he
minute?
did.
But
Personal terms.
I heard that Coutinho actually wanted to go, but it was Barcelona with their terms. Barcelona didn't want him going on loan. They wanted the money and they wanted to just get rid.
What's happening with Dybala as well? Because image rights have cost him a move to
Yeah.
United
Mm.
and Tottenham.
I mean, what is that about, though?
One of your
Like,
favourite
what is
players
it
from back
for?
in the day.
Yeah. So what is going on with him?
Like, what is the image?
Does he want the
rights for? Is that
100%
just-
of image rights then, or what?
It's just dodgy, isn't it? That
bit
I
bizarre.
mean,
And then I heard reports that Juventus stopped his move to Tottenham because they actually want him now.
Yeah, because like we were on the podcast, weren't we, a day before the transfer window ended, and we were like, God, if Tottenham get Dybala,
I think we
Coutinho,
ended saying that he's going to go there.
Just
Yeah,
imagine how
and
stacked
just-
Tottenham's side would be with Coutinho and Dybala.
and just
Well,
think-
John said they should be title contenders.
Yeah,
if they got Lo
definitely
Celso,
they
which
should
they
have.
did,
Yeah.
and Dybala.
and then they got Ryan Sessegnon as
Yeah.
well, great like.
And
wing back,
Dembele
and
as well. That's a really good move.
It's like,
Mm.
and they've managed to bottle the transfer window. It's
Yeah.
just
I know.
oh.
I don't think Dybala was moving at all, was he? You'll
Didn't
see
move.
he's going to sign a new contract probably.
Well, he was happy in Juventus, wasn't he? Like I swear,
Yeah.
he said he was content and all
It
that.
was more so that Sarri wanted him to go, I think.
Yeah.
Just didn't handle it in the way that Zidane has done it with Bale.
Mhm. I mean, Dybala.
What's going on with that Bale situation, by the way?
He's got to go, man. The fans, it'll be like, you know what Neymar is now with PSG, where the fans are literally turning
Oh,
the
they've
back on
stopped
him.
selling his shirts, apparently. PSG.
Because I saw
Oh
that they
my,
put
that's
a
so
ban.
hostile.
But the thing is, that means he's probably moving.
Yeah.
Well, the Barcelona, I don't know the name. They're in Paris now. I think
They could be
doing talking to
negotiating
him.
as we speak.
I think they are. I think he'll go Barca. Like,
Messi called him up apparently as well to make sure that he comes to Barca instead of Madrid.
he
That's
has
cool.
to
It's
now.
nice that
This
there's
is
that friendship
where-
there still.
I think that Neymar at Real Madrid is better than Neymar at Barcelona.
Yeah.
I think there's more potential for him in that team.
Yeah, same.
More, he's got more potential to be, I think, the man at Real Madrid, where at
And
Barcelona
that's what he
he'll
wants.
just
Exactly.
and I think at
But
Barcelona
I
it'll
think
just
that's why
be.
you went PSG, wasn't it? Because at Barca there was the Suarez, Messi, and him. Where
And that's the thing, if he goes back to Barca, where does he fit?
yeah.
No, because
Griezmann's
just got
just come in.
Griezmann. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
it's
a
true.
good point. Like,
Will they put him on the bench or?
Can you imagine Neymar goes back and goes on the bench?
Oh.
It's going to be a City job, isn't it? Blooming on.
I mean, they've got to get rid of Coutinho. Then, I mean, could they just
Yeah.
play him in his position? Like, where's?
Ref-
I would think
plays
it'd
wing,
be a
doesn't he?
swap,
Yeah.
including Coutinho.
I mean, how much will they pay then for Neymar? How much?
Yeah, I
is he
don't
worth?
even know.
He's gone down a lot
I
of
mean,
value.
they've already
Well,
like.
no, I reckon it'll be a world record
I mean,
again.
It should be. I mean, they turned down the offer of having what was it, 80 million, like free
Free players.
Like
Hmm.
they turned that down. Why should they settle for less?
With Ousmane Dembele in there as well, and Malcolm.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean,
who
they
was
would
the other
tear it. Coutinho, wasn't it?
Yeah, Coutinho. Like,
Rakitic.
John added it up, didn't he? And it was something like, was it 360 million
Yeah,
worth
it's-
of something like that?
Jesus. Oh my
So
god.
if they
You would
settle
take
for
it.
less
Yeah, of
for
course.
that, then
Yeah.
they would be fools, man.
It's all money nowadays.
But he has to go. The fans have turned on him. The ultras
Sorry
have
about that.
turned. It's all right, man. The ultras have turned on him.
Well, they
held
have, yeah.
the banners up, didn't they, saying like they want him gone. So he has to go. And same with
Mm.
Bale. I can't see their
I
fans
think
being happy
Zidane's
with
treating
him.
Bale in a pretty rude way, to be honest. Like, I don't think it's
Yeah,
very nice. Some of the stuff
Obviously,
that
he hasn't
says-
helped himself,
No.
but
No.
he's fully been isolated, not just by the manager, by the team.
Yeah.
And then they pulled a plug on his move to China.
Yeah.
You know, he's trying to escape it. He's trying to get game
Yeah.
time and money. And they pulled the
Oh,
plug.
who went to China recently?
Oh,
El Shaarawy.
Yeah. No, somebody else as well.
Arnautovic.
Oh, yeah. Arnautovic went from West Ham to China. Apparently, $1 million a week, was it?
It's insane, isn't it?
Joke,
$1
man.
million a week for Arnautovic. Oh, it's a lot of money for a
Can you
player
see
like
their
him.
league being built up?
No.
Gradually it is, but then the players who are like, they've got 2 years left in them or 3 years.
I don't think it will because
Apart from Oscar.
they've
I don't know
got-
what he's doing there.
they've got that thing
Yeah, I
where
agree.
they can only have a certain amount of foreign players. So most
Oh,
of the
yeah.
squad's going to have to be built on the the
'Cause they are-
Chinese and they're not
yeah,
like
that's
the
quite a
best.
good
Fair play,
footballers.
actually. They're trying to boost the China national team, aren't they?
Yeah, it's the same. I think in Brazil, I think they have to have a quota of how many, like.
Speaking of Brazil, Sao Paulo have just signed Dani Alves and Juanfran.
Who?
What's happened there? Obviously, Dani Alves,
Yeah,
even though I
course.
expected him to go City,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
but they got obviously
we
João
were linked
Cancelo
with-
instead.
We were linked with him. I would have had him all day,
Yeah,
man.
he's great for his age.
One thing
He
I was
is.
happy about though, and this was with Lukaku, I was just happy how the reception he got. Like he got made out to be like a god, and
I know.
I feel like he'll tear it up. I think
He's going
he'll
to
do
get
really
25
well there.
goals a season there.
Oh,
Easy.
definitely. As long as he don't like.
Icardi's on his way out. I think he's off to Juve.
Oh,
If not, he's just going to sit on the bench and rot for 2 years. He's been told that if he stays, he won't play at all.
he's a knobhead though, isn't he? He's like
He
he's a
deserves
bad
it, and
person
I don't
to
know
have
why
around.
anyone accepted him anyway. Yes, he's a great goal scorer, but then should they isolate him now? Is it too late to isolate him?
Yeah,
Shouldn't have took him on in the first place, let alone make him club captain.
that's
as
a
well.
joke. I mean, the ultras hate him, don't they? They don't like him, and like.
It's all because that Maxi Rodriguez situation.
Who-
Moved to a club, steal his family, like his wife, his kids, get
Really?
them tattooed on you. Yeah, that's what he did.
I never knew about that. Bloody
Yeah.
hell. That's ridiculous.
Daniel De Rossi went to, is it Boca Juniors?
Oh yeah,
And he got, did you see the reception he got? Like,
I
they
didn't see
all
that.
like, there's like thousands of people like in the
I
airport
think
just
that's
chanting
what
him.
it's like
It was
though in
like,
certain countries,
the
isn't it?
passion in Argentina.
Like, wouldn't
though.
you love that though as a footballer? Like,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Hailed like that.
You feel like God, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I mean Tevez went to Boca, didn't he?
Yeah.
Back to
Yeah.
Boca.
Back in the day.
But he's at China now, isn't he?
It's all
Yeah,
about money in
Mad.
China. Yaya Toure.
yeah.
Wait, is Yaya in China?
Yeah, I think he went, didn't he? He went
I
a
think he
couple of
did.
seasons ago. A season or two ago.
That's
I have to
mad.
Google that.
Or did he go this season?
He was at Olympiacos, wasn't he? And then
No, I think he.
has he moved now?
I think he went this year.
Yeah,
didn't
he is.
Yeah, this year.
King Dao Hungai.
Yeah, he
Oh,
left.
big club.
Won
Yeah.
the league 10 times, didn't
Oh,
Yeah, I think he left a couple of weeks ago for China.
he? Yeah, he did. You're right.
oh, Benitez went
He's already
China,
scored
didn't
a
he?
goal as well
Oh,
in 3 appearances.
Oh, decent.
Yeah, but that's what I'm
Is he-
saying. They're pushing this league. Yeah,
And
we've
then
only
you jumped
we've
to
only,
Japan,
We've only just found out that he scored a goal and moved. Well,
Yeah.
I knew he moved, but you know.
but you jumped to Japan. They're trying to. I mean, they're doing well.
Got
Well,
him.
one team in particular,
Iniesta.
Vissel
isn't it?
Kobe,
Is that Iniesta's one or
Iniesta, Podolski. Who else is there?
Torres? Isn't it? It's Torres.
No, Torres
he's
retired.
retired, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
David Villa. He's there.
Oh,
Thing
God.
is, though, some of these Asian clubs have actually got really good players. Like, look at the South Koreans and the Japanese. They've got some good people, but they never get the spotlight. Obviously, you
No.
Well, in the
think
last
of-
World Cup, I was really happy with how Japan did.
Yeah,
they
they-
have
they
good
won
players.
They're
Shit,
dead
man.
technical players, aren't they?
They are,
Yeah.
man.
It's just their height.
Their breakthrough
And
as
that's
well.
just
Racist,
genetic.
Sam.
No, but like
Racist.
Ooh.
as
Genetics
you
is
saw, it was
racist.
against Germany, wasn't it?
Belgium won it. What, when they were 2-0 up and then they like lost it?
Yeah,
didn't they?
Belgium.
3-2, yeah.
I think
Yeah.
they did play Germany at one point.
Yeah, they
didn't
beat Germany.
Nah, it was South Korea.
Yeah, South
Oh
Korea beat
yes,
Germany.
South Korea.
yeah. I might be on about South Korea then. Either way,
South
very
Koreans
technical
love
players.
football. Love football.
But
I always think of Ji-sung Park.
oh
Yeah.
mate, he's
Son
the first
for
Korean.
Tottenham.
Fuck Kim Jong Un. It's
Oh, yeah.
Ji-sung. It's either Park Ji-sung or Ji-sung Park. Like
Yeah.
the match attacks just changed it
I know.
every week. But like you're saying, it's mainly like the MLS that gets like mainly the spotlight for like the retirement home
Yeah.
football. You never really hear
But
about
Japan
the
and
Japanese.
China now,
They're getting
You know,
big
they're
for
coming
it.
They're
in, yeah.
investing. I mean,
MLS has grown a lot though.
yeah, to the point where I follow it.
Yeah.
Do you remember back in college?
Toronto used to
Toronto.
love them. Just to love them.
I love them. Like, obviously, don't support them, but
Yeah.
yeah,
Have you
I
still,
root for them.
have you still got that Javon? What's he do?
No, he went to
Oh.
Saudi Arabia. They couldn't agree contract terms with him.
See, I would follow that league, but it's the time that the games are on. I just
Oh yeah, there was some
It's
times when
horrible,
it was
man.
televised on BT. Like, I caught a couple of games. I was up to like 3 watching them.
It's
I've-
tough.
started watching the SPL
Oh yeah,
recently. Yeah, it's quite good. You know, Jermaine Defoe got a hat trick.
no
the other
way.
day. Yeah,
That's
they
cool.
won 6-1.
Still got it in him.
It's 37. It's mad.
It's unbelievable, and
Good
I
player.
still think he could go to MLS and have one season
He
there.
could.
Because obviously he did go
Look at
there.
Zlatan.
He was at
Zlatan's tearing
Toronto.
it up.
Defoe was, and he tore it up
He
back
could
then.
do it in the Championship. I think
Yeah,
he could
I
have
agree.
still
Potentially.
good.
He's
How do you
still
think
got it.
Rooney will fare in the Championship? Because come January, he's in his new position.
It depends what. where did he play? I mean, he can't play up front because I don't think he's got the legs.
Centre mid then.
He's got that pass, and he's technically
obviously United
still
dropped him
brilliant.
down to that at what, 29 was he?
Yeah, how old
That's
is he
quite
now?
young really to change
I think
position.
he's about 33, isn't he? 34.
Yeah,
I
he's
think he'll do
banging
all
goals
right.
in the MLS. Worldies.
He's doing great though.
Carried
His work
Washington.
rate has improved there as well.
I just
He said, I
We'll
saw an
see if he
interview
does.
saying how he likes being in America because although people do know him, it's not like being in the UK. No one's rushing for photos. You can walk around a shop and just chill. It's a different pace of life.
Yeah,
it's like
it
that.
must be mad.
Did you watch that Mourinho documentary? What he did with Sky?
No, is it recent?
Yeah, it's on YouTube for free. It's like 40 minutes, and it was on about in Portugal, like people just like no one like runs up to him and like what they do in England. Everyone's just respectful, just like you're right, Jose. It's just like
It's mad that
it's
is.
mad because we're passionate, aren't we, us Brits? Like
Yeah,
with people
too
like
passionate sometimes.
yeah, man.
How do you feel about losing Dejan Lovren?
Wait,
Because-
is he gone?
No, he's linked with
I was
Milan
going to say, I
and
never knew he
Roma.
left, but I don't think that'd be. Oh no, bye.
see-
13.9 million.
A season ago, well, yeah, say this time last year, you tell that me, I'd be like, get him gone, but
Can you afford to lose him?
we
though?
can't afford
Because you
to
didn't
lose him.
bring any centre back in, did you?
Exactly, we can't afford to lose him. I mean, Gomez still needs to learn a lot. Matip,
And quite injury prone.
yeah,
So
Matip can get a few injuries. I think we need him just as that backup. But 39 million isn't too bad, and if
no,
we
it's
can
13.
oh shit,
13.9.
right now keep him, man.
Yeah, he is
Cha-
30 though. So
Champions League winning defender.
I know. Once argued that he was better, like the best centre back.
13 mil, that's a bit.
Yeah.
Depends how much he's got on his contract and how long he's got left.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'd keep him as a character. And
Have you seen, by the way, Inaki Williams has signed a 9-year contract?
Fuck.
9 years.
It's too much, that is. That's almost like your full career as a footballer.
How much would he go for?
Well,
then?
what's his release clause
Yeah,
going
that's
to
what I
be?
mean.
Because he was linked with a deadline day move to United.
Like
I
now,
would have loved him.
imagine having Raheem Sterling for a 10-year contract. He's already 24, 34. We're on about how Rooney is like going to Derby now.
Jeez. Imagine the payoff, like what you'd have to
Oh,
buy
yeah.
him out. And the weight, like, how would you do that then, like, for wages?
He's 25 as well.
Really?
So
That's
when he's
ridiculous,
34, that
yeah.
contract expires. I mean, Real
Jeez.
Madrid didn't even do that for Ronaldo.
That's mad.
Highest he got was like 6 years, I think.
Jesus.
It's a
a
bit
long
too far, isn't
investment,
it?
yeah.
It is. It's a big
long
investment.
investment.
Saying that we're in, clubs are businesses, aren't they?
Well, yeah, of course.
It's like, what if he gets injured, like, and he's, like,
Yeah.
injury prone for, like, 4 seasons and
Turns
he's in
into
and
like
out?
just Oxlade-Chamberlain or something.
Yeah, it's like,
It's
what
just
do you
too
do
far.
with it?
Speaking of Sterling, though, a while back anyway, he's actually considering a £100 million boot deal with Nike brand Air Jordan.
That's pretty cool.
Won't be surprised. He's
That'd
a money
suit him.
grabber.
It'd suit him, though, wouldn't it?
He's a money grabber. I don't care. You greedy
What are your
bastard.
opinions
I
on
don't
him?
care if you watch it at
Liverpool
home.
fan. Oh.
Fucking hate him. Apart from when he plays for England, then I cheer for him. But
What a Liverpool fan.
Didn't he go over to the Liverpool fans last season?
Yeah.
Did he?
And no, hang on, what was it? In the recent game, what was it?
Oh, the Community
Community
Shield.
Shield.
Nah, I
He went
turned it
over.
off, mate. I didn't
Yeah,
want to
he
see
went
him
over
lift
to
it.
the Liverpool
him
fans and
selfies
like
and
give him
give him- yeah.
selfies and would be nice to him.
Nah, still getting gone greedy.
Is he
man.
still a
we
snake?
Gave him, yeah, we gave him.
But no,
his
you have to
start.
think
We
about
gave
this
him
though.
his foothold in the Prem, and then when we needed him the most, we were giving him the main guy, and then he said, "Nah, I'll take the money, Man City, and leave."
But has he taken the money? Has he not
I
taken
don't.
the
Yeah,
better career?
because people were saying that,
You
weren't
can't
they?
No.
say you can't say that Brendan
Well-
Rodgers was going to do what he's done to him.
Well,
with
when
him.
he
I don't think
when he
even
joined-
Klopp would have
yeah,
made him this
I
good.
agree.
Well,
I agree.
See, when he joined Man City, I think they finished third in the season prior, so it wasn't as if he was like thingy, like going
Yeah, I know what
straight-
you mean. But
Greed,
did he see the potential? It's like players going to Wolves now.
could do, but you got to have that loyalty, and we gave him that.
You did,
we
but
put the
he's
time in him.
loving life now.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
I was saying on the way here, I think he's top 3 players in the world right now. I really do.
Jordan's thinking about
I'd
that.
say in the Prem.
No, I think in the
no,
world.
I think he is incredible. You've got to
These
What,
past
in
couple of
his
seasons,
position? Or
just
in general.
Yeah.
that's
on
that's a
form at
big
least, he's in the
shout.
top 3.
I mean, you can't argue with that. It seems like he's got a hat trick against.
But it's even before that. It's his numbers
His
this past
work
2
rates,
seasons.
yeah.
They're insane.
His stats, his pass rates.
Big statement.
It is a
man.
big statement, but
I think
We'll leave
definitely
that
in
for
the
the
Prem.
audience to-
Definitely in
to
the
think on.
Premier.
yeah.
But I still don't like him. See it, me,
Liverpool
It's gotta
man. See
hurt.
it, me, man.
Yeah.
This Liverpool fan is
No, it has got to hurt watching him banging goals.
It does. It's like
It's not even just the goals though; it's how he connects that
It's
team.
like say if you've got an ex and like she's shagging like a billionaire
Yeah.
now who's like
Yeah.
ripped
Yeah.
as fucking. You're
That's
like,
what's happened.
it's like
Yeah.
he's gone to the better thing, and I'm stuck here. Well, to be honest, we won the Champions League. Have you won that, Raheem Sterling?
Oh, that.
You could have won that with us, but
Hey, what were we going with, by the way, in the end of that clickbait title?
why Man City will win
Oh,
the
yeah.
Champions
yeah, I
League.
think that will help you out. But I don't
Yeah.
think they will. But it will work.
And there goes the final whistle. If you want to have your say, email us on talkballpodcast@gmail.com or follow our Facebook page and join our community. And don't forget to subscribe on whatever platform you're listening on. If you crave even more football chat, subscribe to us on YouTube for some additional football content. And we'll see you in the next one. Peace.
Peace.
Peace. Bye.